Hey everyone, Kenny Chan here, Century 21 Procenco Group, with a short video on my forecast for 2022 and the trends that I'm seeing right now in the Greater Toronto Area. Although I do suspect this will be a trend that will be across most all of Canada as well. So let's start with a very short year in review for 2021. I have a much longer video summarizing what happened in 2021 and why it happened. But in 2 points, basically, greatly increased demand in 2021, followed only by a marginally increased supply in the same year. So when demand greatly outpaces supply, you can always expect price increases, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm putting together the 2 different years, 2021 versus 2020, and I'll explain to you what all these numbers mean. Basically, when you take the number of sales divided by the number of new listings that occurred during a time period, you divide them out, you come up with a ratio or percentage, and that percentage indicates whether or not something is a buyer's market, a balanced market, or a seller's market. So we take 2020, for example. It was considered a balanced market, but you could also argue it's a very, very minor seller's market. But if you take 2021, we had, like you said, you can clearly see there were an increase in the number of sales, followed by only a marginal increase in the number of new listings. And that basically pushed the market into a seller's market. So you can see 71%. So this is very easy to calculate and very easy to understand. Now let's see what's going to happen in 2022. Now 2021, just under 120,000 sales was a record for the Greater Toronto Area. And I don't suspect it's going to happen again because, as the prices increase, more buyers and investors will stop looking. And so I do think that sales will be closer to 100,000 sales instead of the 120,000 sales from last year. This would obviously mean that there's less buyer demand, but technically when you look at the historical trends over the last several years in terms of Greater Toronto Area's number of sales, 100,000 sales would still be considered a pretty strong buyer demand, historically speaking. I'm sure we will be hearing more about Bank of Canada rates and lending rates over the next several months, potentially an increase in the rates. However, I don't think we're going to suddenly go from almost 0% overnight interest rates to significantly higher interest rates. Bank of Canada has always been saying that they're going to be doing this slowly and keeping an eye on the economy and inflation. So when I mean historically low, basically before COVID, you could get a 5-year fixed rate, anywhere from 3 to 4% before COVID. And during COVID, it's dropped down very significantly. And it's right now sitting at somewhere around 2.3, 2.5% for 5-year fixed interest rate. It's still going to be historically low, even with a Bank of Canada increase. So that will contribute to the reason why I think we'll be selling at around 100,000 homes this year, and there will still be pretty good buyer demand. However, I still think market will be favoring the seller, right? Because of the demand that still exists due to historically low interest rates, it will be favoring the seller, although anyone who's been trying to find a home in 2021 will know that it has been quite tough. It's been very heavily, almost quite favorable, very, very favorable to sellers. We're talking about properties that have had 5, 10, I've even seen 50 offers on a property this year. It won't be to that crazy extreme extent in 2022 because of a slightly lower buyer demand. Maybe there will be an increase in supply compared to last year. Hopefully there is. We definitely do need a greater supply and number of homes on the market for sure. But if you're looking at historically speaking, I think the market is still kind of favoring the seller, but not clearly as strong as it did in 2021, which is very hopeful for buyers that are looking into getting into the market, or buyers that are looking to buy and then maybe sell the property and move up to an upsized property. If you have any questions, you can email me. I also have a lot of other videos that I'm posting regularly on my website, and hopefully see you at the next one. Okay, bye.